morning, and once again, thank you very much for joining me on Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that concern the state, void of politics, fear, or favor. Now, the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission has extended its ongoing campaign to clamp down on the misuse of unearned academic titles to include members of Ghana's parliament, according to graphiconline.com. As of Monday, June 16th, two members of parliament and a prominent public official have received official notice from the commission urging them to stop using honorary academic titles without proper academic justification. The report detailed that GTEC has formally written to Phyllis Nakoyo, the Member of Parliament for Ewutu Senya East, and Desmond de Graft, the Member of Parliament for Gomwa East, both representing constituencies in the central region. These correspondents instructed them to cease the use of the title Doctor in all official and public communications due to the absence of verifiable academic credentials supporting its use. According to GTEC, the indiscriminate use of such titles, basically when based on honorary awards rather than academic achievement, is misleading and conflicts with Ghana's educational regulation and the Educational Regulatory Bodies Act 2020, Act 1023. The Commission views the growing trend of using unearned academic titles as unethical and a threat to academic integrity. This include official documents, institutional websites, letterheads, and public officials. Now, GTEC demanded they disclose whether the title was earned or honorary, name the awarding institution, and outline the conferment process. Now, they also want that failure to comply could result in sanctions. So, this is from GTEC, the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, having identified members of parliament, for that matter, being honored, with a title that they didn't earn for. And I believe this is something that is very common. But then one question that keeps popping in mind, I think before you vie for a position in a government institution, there is a background, sort of somewhere like investigation or something to find out if the person is really qualified. And I think that is one thing that we don't do as a country. Because if a member of parliament be honored and they're called doctor, and you see, that is very common. You will see even, excuse me to say, an assemblyman being called doctor. Then you ask yourself, in which school, in which institution was he or she honored with that title? And you feel like everyone cannot just stand up and then add a title to their name. And these are the main reason I would say that a lot of cases, a lot of corruption cases, this is how it all starts. Small like this. And then it boils up into something very, very big. Because awarding yourself with a title that, one, you don't deserve, and two, with no credentials from any institution, any government institution awarding you that particular title, and then you have that to your name. And then people are calling you or referring to you with that high title, you've awarded to yourself. And then at the end of the day, the outcome of what you do does not even relate with that kind of title that you have attached to your name. And that is why we have a lot of people with that title, and then we see absolutely nothing beneficial that is adding up to the growth of the country or to the growth of any institution they find themselves. And I was very happy when I saw GTEC bringing this out. Just imagine a whole members of parliament, two for that matter, Awarding yourself with titles that I would say does not exist. Because if someone is being honored with a doctorate title, it means you are good though. It means you are good. And then you stand out in your field of study. But that is not what we see. You can see even a commoner adding doctor to his name. Then you ask yourself, in which school? When did that happen? And then there is no answer to that. And I think this is about time. Even if you are vying for a position, whether in public institution, wherever it is, you should provide everything that tells a lot about yourself. People even present certificates that are not their own. Oh yes, we've heard a lot of issues like that. A relative certificate, he's working with it, she's working with it, and no one's know everything about it. Nobody have an idea about that. And then we see that to be very normal. We see that to be okay. People awarding themselves with title that is not due them. And then you see these people vying top positions in office. You see these people occupying big government offices and they are there doing their own thing. And people who deserve it are somewhere because they don't have the title doctor. And even the person who claimed to have that title earned it himself. He stood up one day and feel like, no, I have to add doctor to my name. Looks like we don't understand these basic stuffs. And as I said, this is how a lot of mismanagement start. This is how corruptions and stuff start. Because if somebody is being awarded with such name, claiming he earned it from an institution, trust me, if there should be a promotion somewhere in an office, who do you think they are going to give it to? And then they get there and then they do what they feel like it interests them. They get there and they don't do the right thing. And these are some of the reasons why we, the citizens, are lacking trust in some institutions. No wonder. Most of these top chief executive officers and all the names you have in your mind, if you should go right now, go through their certificates, check what they actually did in school, pertaining what they are claiming to be, I'm sure we'll sack over 50 people. Maybe to be even more than that. Now the question is, how do they even get into that office? Because if you're vying for a top position, I'm sure all these count. And I'm sure you are supposed to go through due process. And I know there is a head that ensures that all this process, you follow all these due processes before you get there. So are they trying to say that they didn't see all this, or they saw it and they feel like, oh, it's okay, let's just allow it be? Or they were paid behind doors? I think it is about time we consider all these things, because it have a very vast effect. A very vast effect on us. And that is why we push people into positions that they have no idea about. The person claims to be what he or she is not. And then you push the person there. And then instead of you are waiting to see a competent act of the person, you will see the opposite of that. And we don't care. So long as you have the money, we don't care. It's fine. It's okay. You be there. Do whatever you want to do. As far as at the end of the day, you give me my share, what I'm supposed to get, then that's it. and we think it's okay. GTEC has to take this issue further. It should not just end here. It should not just end here. This is not something we should sleep on. This is not something we should just cross our fingers and then say it's okay. After all, doctor, being awarded a doctor title, then who told you that? I don't know for other countries, but it is only in this country. You see people giving themselves big names, and then you ask yourself, how? You go to check, you ask them, and then they don't even have anything to prove. They don't have anything to show. And sometimes I feel like we are also supposed to be blamed. Because even people that do not deserve to be called honorables, you are calling them honorables. Never doctor. Every floor member, you are calling the person honorable. The person is not doing the right thing, honorable. So the person feel like, oh, I can just wake up today and then add another honorable. No cry. They say someone will be in count, and then the trend continues, and it has become so normalized that we feel it's okay. We are relaxed. But trust me, if these two people, or if some few people are being used as an scapegoat, it will serve as a deterrent to others. You don't just stand up and then, claim to be something you are not. You lie to people, and then they entrust positions into your hands. They give you power and stuff to do things, and at the end of the day, you are messing up. You are messing up, oh. Like some former ministers I know. I don't want to mention names. Calling themselves big names. But when they stand in front of you, in fact, everything about them tells you that, But because there is connection somewhere in it, and no, then we are okay. Let's begin to focus on these petty things. Let's pay attention to these petty things and ensure that we are uprooted from the roots. If not, it's a seed. It's a seed you are planting to germinate. And these upcoming youths that are also vying for the same position, some have started doing same. And we see it to be normal. There is a lot to be done. To GTEC, I think this is very commendable. But it shouldn't end there. They should try as much as possible, because I'm sure they can fish a lot of people, not only even in parliament. Big institutions will get a lot of them. And they should be used as an scapegoat. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.